Welcome to the Jake Turner Podcast, where we share tools to win in life, health, and business. Leslie Brooke Truan is a rising country music singer-songwriter known for her raw, bluesy storytelling and powerful vocals. She's also a signed model and actress, a former Miss Tennessee United States, and holds a biology degree from Bethel University. When she's not writing, she's styling shoots or producing music. Videos bring her creative vision full circle. Leslie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. My mom says hi.
She says hi back. You're a powerhouse, Miss Tennessee, country artist, model, actress, biologist. But if someone asked you who you're at your core, how would you answer?
Oh, I'm a softie.
Softie?
I call myself like the most extroverted introvert that you'll ever meet.
Okay.
And it's kind of surprising.
Tell me, like, out of all those things I listed, like, is there one thing you identify with the most at the moment?
Oh, yeah, that's just my music.
Okay.
I've always loved music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about your music. Like, what are you doing right now? Like, I haven't talked to you in a while. You're in Nashville now, right? Or what? You live in Nashville part-time, is that right? Or
Part-time.
Part-time? Okay. And where are you at about the other time?
Knoxville. That's where I'm from.
Gotcha. Okay. So what made you decide, like lots of people do, to come to Nashville to make it as a country singer? That's what you're trying to do, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, I prayed about it.
Okay.
So my dad was a musician growing up, and sometime in middle school, I was at church youth group. We had this band come and play, and out of nowhere, I looked at my friend and I was like, "I'm supposed to sing." And she was like, "What?" So we went and we told the band, and the band was like, "This is an awful lifestyle. Do not do it. Do not become a musician." So I kind of ignored the calling for a while. But then I found myself in like a work environment that I was not happy with. And I realized I have like achieved all of these things, but I don't really have fulfillment. So I prayed about it and I was like, what is going to bring me the most fulfillment? What's really going to make me happy in this life? And the answer was drop everything. Drop everything, go to Nashville. And the very first day I was in Nashville, I met this incredible person. I'm not going to say who it is. They know who they are. Met this incredible person who gave me the best advice. And from there, it's just been like this snowball. I have no way to explain how things have moved so fast other than this is my calling. God told me to do it, so I did it.
You don't have to share the person's name.
Yeah.
But please share the advice they said to you, because it sounds like that is very monumentous for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So the advice is you don't have to know what direction that you're going to walk. You just need to start moving your feet.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you believe that's true?
I believe it's true because, like, you figure it out on the way. Everybody's journey is different. No matter who you talk to, their story is like just all over the place. Somebody either played all of these shows, sold out all of these tickets or whatever, and then somebody else met somebody in a bar. It's all about you, your brand, who you are as a person. So your story is going to be completely unique. You just have to walk into a bar and somebody's going to come and talk to you. I guarantee it.
True. I like that. I kind of have like mixed feelings about that, because I don't think you completely lack direction, though.
No.
Like when you say that, because it's like, I believe you should know where you want to go, at least, right? As far as some of the details figuring out on the way, that can figure itself out.
Yeah, and that's another piece of advice that I have that I got from one of my college professors. Figure out what you have and figure out what you need. It's just that simple.
What do you have? And what do you need?
What I have is I have a background in music. I'm classically trained as a choral singer, actually.
Oh, wow, this is fancy.
Yes.
I feel like I should be holding my pinky up when I drink
Sip your tea.
my,
Ave Maria.
my drink around you.
Yeah, so I grew up singing in choir.
Okay.
I started in 5th grade, and then I was in Powell High School Singers. So that was our honors choir. You had to audition for it. I had a wonderful high school director. His name's Jim Kennedy. He's like nationally recognized for how many people he has just like put into this industry. So he's kind of a living legend, and he retired this last year. I went to his retirement party, or I guess we had like a whole showcase, which was really cool. I went to his showcase, this showcase honoring him, and I saw him for the first time in years. And I remember I walked up to him and I was like, Mr. Kennedy, I'm so anxious. I feel everyone's energy in there. And he just looks at me, stands up tall and just goes, good.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's just like he's this very tall, big guy with this giant beard. We say he looks like a Wookiee.
Okay.
And he gives the best advice. And a lot of it is Star Wars related, like do or do not, there is no try.
So is this quoting Star Wars, or is his own advice? Have you seen Star Wars? Or you start watching it like, actually, he's just a big Star Wars fan, which is great.
He's a huge Star Wars fan, but application is everything. So all of this wisdom you can throw at somebody. If they don't know how to apply it, it's useless. So what he was really great about was taking high school students and teaching them to mature and teaching them how to apply these different lessons and disciplines. So not only was he teaching me how to sing and preparing my voice and teaching me that it's the only instrument you can play your entire life, but he was also teaching me the importance of like waking up early with the sun, building habits that are going to put you somewhere. Also, how to connect with people. I think that's one of the most important things. Your image is important. How you carry yourself is important. But none of it matters if you can't sit down and have a conversation with someone and relate to them.
I can't relate. It's sounds like was more than a music instructor, but he's like a coach.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of people looked at him as if he was a father. He was the father figure that everyone needed at that time.
I like that. I think it's important to note, like, especially I'm doing coaching now, and how important is that it is to have a coach in your life. And you don't need one, but you can see from the way you've applied his wisdom how much further it can get you along on the journey you're trying to get on. Besides music, I'm guessing with Miss Tennessee, modeling, doing some acting, you've had some other coaches along the way.
I've definitely had lots of coaches. But honestly, when I look back at my entire life and everything that I have accomplished, most of those principles do stem from Jim Kennedy. So having one good coach in your life is better than having 30 average ones.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Same thing, like, I think like therapy is good for people. Also key to that is having a good therapist.
Absolutely.
Because people have been in therapy, but if you don't have one that you're not going to take their advice from or listen to what they're saying, you don't pay attention to someone's advice. So it's like, I don't really give advice anymore. Someone might be listening to this and hopefully resonate, connect, and say something Leslie said I really connect with and it's going to take your advice on, or something I might say. However, in my experience, I found, especially with coaching, you have to pay in order to listen because that person's then invested. And that's just how it is. That, or if you lead by example, it's the other thing. And so if you want people around you to start working out and get in shape, just get in the best shape of your life that you can yourself. And then people will be like, like, what's Jake doing? You know, or like, what's Leslie doing? You know, and they start following you and just going from there.
Absolutely. And I think that, you know, I've had lots of great coaches. I have. Every single one of them has taught me something important. You do have to find a coach that is catered to whatever it is that you are trying to do. But the coaches that you find that figure out who it is that you are as a person and teach you how to be a better person, those are the people you need to listen to and carry them with you throughout your life.
I totally agree. And I think when it comes down to is most people know what to do and how to do it. But we as ourselves stand in our own way. Because at the core, it's who we are as a person that is getting in the way of what we're trying to get done. And so it sounds like he's coaching to who you are as a person, not just what you're trying to do. You mentioned what you have already. What else is it that you need?
A following on Instagram. Help. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Shameless plug.
I want you to plug your content. That's why we're here. Like, I expect you to like, share, subscribe, follow all my stuff once I have it available to you as well.
Oh my gosh. I'm just kidding. Of course, that is like, social media is huge in any kind of business or brand that you're building. So any kind of, you know, following you can get, especially early on, anyone who follows me now is seeing me at the origin, which is pretty cool. So they're going to like be able to see the actual journey and witness that and be a part of that. And I think that's awesome. But really the things that I need, the older I get, the less you really need. I need to be surrounded by people who care about me, respect me, and want to see me succeed. And in order to get that, that's like my own mindset, right? So for me, I need connections in Nashville. So how do I get connections in Nashville? Well, you just be a nice person. It is really that easy.
I don't know if it's that easy. I'm curious, some of the stuff you said that you need, like followers, connections, like why do you believe that?
Oh, well, okay. So, all right. It is not enough to have, like, you can have a good song out there, but if nobody listens to it, then the only purpose is to just have something from your heart put out into the world. I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. I could sit there, but I'm ambitious. I want more than that. This is something that I want to do for the rest of my life. This is a career that I want to have. So I need to look at it from the angle as if I am a country music star, right? That's what everybody wants to be. If that's what you want to be, you need to build a brand. And that brand needs to be marketable. So if you're going to build this brand and it's going to be marketable, like you can't have people come to your page without giving them something back. Right now, everybody in the world can follow me. I don't really have much to give back to them yet, if that makes any sense.
It doesn't have to make sense. I'm just listening to what you're saying.
Yeah. So if I put it to you this way, followers coming to my page right now, they're just going to see a couple videos of me with the guitar, doing just some random songwriting stuff that I do on a daily basis. Things that I just am willing to put out there into the public eye just because. They might see a few really good photos, and they might hear a little bit about my story of overcoming and different things that I've done throughout my life. But they're not really getting who Leslie Brooke Truan is as a country artist, because that's still in development. So what I have to do is I have to build this brand. That's really what I need. And building that brand that's essentially what I'm feeding my audience. So what that means is, of course, I need to focus on the music. That's important. But there's so much other stuff that comes to that. I need to let people in on who I am as a person, what makes me country. So I need to have images for that. I need to have videos for that. I need to have, just your basic social media content that you have. I also need merch. I need things that people want to buy,
Possibly. I think there's lots of different ways of looking at stuff. Like, I don't have that same ambition for what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. But thinking about, like, the thoughts I'm having is, like, at what point, like, is it enough?
What do you mean?
Like, what's your end goal? Like, say if I had like a magic wand and I waved it and like everything you wanted came true in the next like 12 months, mm-hmm. and you wake up, like, what's your life look like? What are we toasting to? What are we celebrating?
So much. At the end of the day, I've been through so much in my life. I want my music career to be a testament to God. Because his promise that you will get 10 times back what you've lost, I'm holding him to that. I want people to know that when you call on his name, he will answer. And so I want to go as far as he will let me. So ultimately, what I really need is to just keep relying on him. But I do have a plan of other things that I need. I need a team around me. I need followers. I need people to listen to my story and to identify with me. But honestly, all that's kind of, it sounds greedy whenever I say it. What I really need is to just keep walking forward with God. And I want people to witness that. I want people to see that, and I want them to know that girl's a Christian. That girl's getting far because she's doing what God is telling her to do. Because if people can apply that to their own life, then they're going to go so much farther. And I'm not saying, like, everybody has to be a Christian. But if somebody's been thinking about it, and that's something that they have been, like, toying with the idea, I would absolutely love to add new members to the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? So that's just important to me.
Yeah. It makes more sense, and I think creates a better sense of your drive if you can make about someone else, especially when it's related to followers and how many people you can reach and different things like that. I'm wondering, if you only inspired one person in your entire career of music, would it still be worth it to you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And why?
So when I started writing, I didn't know I was going to become a songwriter. I was in a really dark place. I got out of this relationship that I thought was going to be it. We had been together, we'd been living together, and things change. I was growing, I was learning, I was in college. Natural. I went to therapy, and I was having a hard time processing emotions. I was just overwhelmed. What I didn't know is that I have a different personality type than everyone else. I'm like 20% of the population. It's called a highly sensitive person. And it doesn't necessarily mean I'm sensitive emotionally, although I am. I'm actually more sensitive to sounds that are around me. And that's one of the reasons why music sounds differently to me. And it does for some people. It can really move me. Those chill bumps that people get on their arms, not everybody gets chill bumps from music. That is because people are sensitive to what's going on within that music. So anywho, going back to this whole therapy thing, they told me I needed to write. I needed to journal my thoughts. Well, at the same time, I found out that my school was allowing us to use our tuition money to take guitar lessons from this really awesome guy named Danny Martin, and he graduated from Berkeley. So what an honor. I had to take it. Well, I walked into my guitar lesson one day, and he knew that I was sad. I was I was known as the girl who cried in calculus.
Wow, you cried in calculus.
I did.
To be fair, when I took calculus, I cried too, but I think it's actually related to the math.
No, it was definitely not. It was not related to the math. I would just sit there and just get overwhelmed, and then I'd start crying. And I was really good at calculus, oddly enough. But anywho, so I walk in, and he's like, "So how's everything going?" And I look at him dead in the face without even realizing. I was like, every time I journal my thoughts, some cheesy poem comes out. And so I stop. And he looked at me. He was like, "Why?" And I was like, "I don't know. I feel silly. I feel like a goofball. And this is something I'm supposed to take seriously." And he was like, "Well, are you a goofball?" And I was like, "Yes." So I continued with it. He was like, "Just let it go and let it out, Leslie. That's all you need to do." So I come in another week, and he's like, "How's it going?" Dude, I'm like Dr. Seuss. I am just writing poems left and right. And he was like, "What's in your hand?" "A guitar." "Why are you not writing songs?" "Oh." So he told me.
It's like that meme where he's like, taps on his head.
I seriously was so lost, I couldn't see what was right in front of me. What a gift it is to be able to put your emotions into words that flow to a rhythm. And then to be able to put music behind that. I had no idea what I was sitting on. So he told me, he said, "Why don't you try to write every single day?" Well, this is before I came to Nashville. So I was like, okay, I think I can do that. So I did. And I had no idea that's exactly what would give me traction when I moved to Nashville. People who have publishing deals write every day. People who don't. I've written every day for 4 years.
Wow.
So when I came to Nashville, I had respect instantly. You can write every single day. I don't have the discipline for that. How do you do that? What's your schedule like? How does that fit into your day-to-day? Mm-hmm. There were so many questions that came with that. And I just so easily answered them because that was such a true, genuine, authentic part of my life that I still utilize it to navigate my heavy emotions. So if I had one thing that I would want somebody to be inspired from, it's that these heavy emotions that you have are there for a reason. And if you can figure out your way of processing them, something beautiful is going to come from that pain.
That's so cool. I respect that. I think a lot of creative people can take like chaos or pain and turn it into something beautiful, or like inspiration. I think it's important as well to eventually break yourself from chaos as well too. I think some entrepreneurs have this issue too, where they kind of grew up in chaos and they can manage chaos real well. And sometimes when things start going too smooth, they will self-sabotage themselves. And so a prayer that I don't know if you say, but like a prayer that I like to say that can help you align with things, because you don't necessarily create your goals in your future. I believe you align with them with your energy. So I'll pray every morning, I deserve great things. I deserve great things. I deserve great things. And it helps you align with that. Just like a lot of people can do the same thing and say, I deserve a great relationship. I deserve a great relationship. Because something can come into your life and you're just not even ready for it. And you'll sabotage it. And lots of people do it with both of those things. especially with success, because the fear of the unknown is scarier than the chaos you can create and know. I know this is going to happen, because it creates that certainty in your life versus the uncertainty that some people need too much of. Does it make sense? Like, it's the uncertainty can be scary, but both of those are human needs we have. It's like variety or security too. Two different versions of that. So does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, just to kind of piggyback on something that you mentioned earlier, you've worked in healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
People need to understand that, like, you can become addicted to longing for someone, or you can become addicted to chaos. And when you realize that that's an addictive cycle, you can break it. But until you really sit down and say, what is it that I'm addicted to? What are these behaviors that I'm addicted to, or these situations that I'm addicted to? Until you sit down and really level with yourself, then you're never going to break that. So it takes a lot of internal work. Sometimes you need somebody to help with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a therapist or a coach, just having that self-awareness, you know?
Or a Jake.
Or, yeah, or me. I don't know. I can't, people got to help themselves, you know?
That's true.
One of the biggest compliments that I get that I appreciate is from work or my past. People come to me and say, like, wow, you're very, like, calm and, like, grounded. And I can manage chaos well. House can be burning down. I'm like, all right, well, let's get the dog out and, like, maybe my laptop. And then I still feel inside like, oh, house is burning down. But being that person who people can rely on, same thing, like, I've had deaths in the family. Like, my dad died, and being at the funeral, and you're the person who holds it together. Yeah. And, like, that's super important, because, like, people are going to rely on you. Or, like, I've done some traveling recently with my mom, and it's like, she's upset flight's canceled. I'm like, let's figure it out, you know? And that's all you can do, you know, because enter whatever airline you don't like. I'm not going to say any, but flights get canceled. Shocker, you know, just like a car breaks down, you know. A quote I heard recently that helps me get through things as I'm planning is that part of the plan is that things aren't going to go according to plan. So it's important to have a plan, but you want to be flexible. If that makes any sense.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Wait, what? What is that? I like the energy behind that. What is the reference? I do not know what you're talking about. Do you, Athanasius, do you know?
Only millions of views on TikTok. It's like one of the most trending sounds right now.
Oh, that's why I'm not huge on TikTok at the moment, but maybe soon. You have to send me it's not a reel, it's a TikTok, right? You have to send it to me. Now I'll laugh later.
Oh my word. There are so many things I can teach you, Jake.
We'll start with the TikTok, I guess.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you don't know that. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
I just
don't
silly.
know. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I just am unaware. I had a story in mind I want to tell you about. You're talking about if you had one follower and could make one difference in a person's life, it would be worth it. Have you ever heard the story about the boy and the starfish?
No.
No. So the story goes, there's this older gentleman, he's walking along the beach with this young boy. And he's picking up these starfish that have washed up on the beach, and he's tossing them back into the ocean. Because if not, they'll dry out. And he's doing this, and the guy's like, what are you doing? You know, did you see how many starfish are on the beach? And he's like, what difference are you going to make? And the little boy picks up another starfish, and he says, well, it makes a difference to this one. And throws it back into the ocean. So the point is that in the grand scheme, you not see the difference you're making, but to that one person, that starfish makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm glad you like it. So
I'm gonna stand on the beach all day with that starfish.
That's essentially what you're doing with songs or TikToks, maybe in your instance as you're creating them, right?
Absolutely. I mean, if I just have one person who gets inspired by anything I do, and I did talk about my faith because to me that's the most important thing in my life, right? But I need people to understand that even if you aren't a Christian, I will still relate to you. This is that's my highest honor. If I say I'm going to pray for you, that's my highest honor. I want to honor you in that way. But there's so much more that people can learn from my story than just my walk with God. There is so much resiliency there. There's so much just like internal realizations. So much has changed in my life, and I've walked so many different paths. I've had so many different jobs. My story is about finding what is important to you, what's important to me. So for anybody who feels lost, I want them to take a look at my journey and remember that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. That right now you might not know what's going on. You might be walking on shaky ground, but at least you're walking. At least you're waking up. And that's enough. I mean, I write my songs in the morning because that's what wakes me up in the morning. That's what gets me out of bed, is my music. I have coffee with my dog, and I write my songs. And that's with or without a guitar. Sometimes it's on a walk, but most of the time it's just sitting there watching the sunrise. That's my structure. I rely on that.
Sounds terrible.
It's awful.
What an awful life.
What an awful life.
Dog, sunrise, coffee.
I tell you, if you're having a bad time, wake up with the sun, keep the lights off, light a candle, and just sit there with yourself and your coffee or tea or matcha or water, whatever it is.
Monster Energy. When I used to drink Monster Energy. Yeah. Just the anticipation of it. I want to, with the Bible, I want to start with one of your favorite verses. 1 Peter 4:8. What does love covers a multitude of sins mean in your world today?
Oh my gosh, it means everything. So hopefully my Nana does not ever see this video, but she might.
I mean...
My parents have already found out. I do have this tattooed on my body.
Oh, Lord.
It is the only tattoo.
Nana's going to be upset.
Sorry, Nana.
Oh. Nana doesn't watch TikToks and all this stuff, I don't think. So.
No.
I'm cured. Yeah. Hopefully you're good. At least comes from a respectful place.
It does. And my dad said... I mean, obviously, this was I turned 18 and I got the obligatory Bible verse tattoo.
Okay.
But my dad was like, at least obviously. If my girls have tattoos, then that are Jesus related, then I didn't do too bad of a job. So I think there's some truth to that. There was a time where I felt really, really lost in my life. And whenever I didn't identify with a person, then instead of understanding them, there was this deep, I wouldn't say hatred, but there was just this feeling that I didn't like and didn't know how to process that. And that feeling it's not of God. It's not. We're called to connect with people. We're called to love each other. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter what you do. If you move in love, you're going to get something accomplished. And that's just something that I think everybody needs to take away from me. Even if you don't, because you mentioned you're religious earlier. I actually don't consider myself a religious person. I consider myself a faithful person.
Okay. What's the difference?
Some people will go and be religious, but that doesn't mean that they're faithful.
Okay. Some
people will be faithful, but that doesn't mean they're religious.
Can you give me a more tangible explanation?
Yeah. If you're going to church every single Sunday and you're not getting anything from it, you're religious.
Okay.
If you are going to church every single Sunday and then you're actually taking that and applying it, then you are faithful and religious. If you are not going to church, maybe you don't like organized religion. Maybe you get your your brotherhood and your sisterhood elsewhere. For me, I get it from the girls that I went to college with. I don't always get the opportunity to attend church. Sometimes I watch it online. I get my fellowship elsewhere. And sometimes I go into churches where I don't feel the Holy Ghost. Nothing's going on there. Nobody's actually living the way you're supposed to live as a Christian. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. There is a lot of things that I'm still working on. And I'm going to make mistakes. I am not your Christian girl that is like the absolute, you need to practice your faith in the same way that I do. What I am is obedient to God. And at the very least, that's what I think anybody who says they're a Christian needs to be.
What does obedience mean to you?
Obedience means doing what he says. So if I read something in the Bible and it's telling me to do something, I always think back to like the Proverbs woman and thinking about work situations. As a woman, you are supposed to work from the time the sun is up until your day's end. And you are also supposed to be proud of the work that you are doing. That was a big factor for me in changing so many jobs. Was I waking up and was I actually proud of what I was doing? I've worked in sales positions. Sometimes the sales advice that they give you is not Christian-like advice. I can't be proud of that. I can't lie to somebody and be proud of that. And sometimes lying isn't necessarily saying something that's not true. Sometimes it's omitting the truth.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Half the truth is a whole lie.
Yes, absolutely. And so I think that like if you read something like that, you need to obey that. You need to apply that to your life. But also, prayer is really important to me. If I'm sitting there in a moment of prayer and I get some kind of light bulb, some kind of revelation as to what I'm supposed to do in this life, I don't need to ignore that. I don't care if it's as simple as go to Target. Somebody at that Target needs you, or you need something that's at that Target.
Target's good.
Target is good.
I was there yesterday.
I like Target. But yeah, I mean, it's the smallest of things. Just pay attention and listen to what he's telling you to do and do it. That's obedience. Even if it's hard.
Yeah. With getting into the music industry and content and everything you're trying to do, I imagine you have a ton of things on your to-do list.
Yeah.
You currently don't have an assistant though, do you? Or anyone who's helping you? Just curious.
No. Everything I've done so far is on my own.
Yeah.
And I think that you can do a lot on your own, especially if you have something driving you. For me, it's the Lord. It doesn't have to be the Lord for you if you don't want it to be. It can be something like the promise I made to Mariah, my friend, that one day I would get on stage and do the big belting vocals of Carrie Underwood. And I get to do that tomorrow night, which is really cool.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Congrats, yeah.
Thank you. The thing is if you want to do something, find someone that does it and ask them questions. I will never act like I'm an expert on something. I might have confidence. There's a difference. Walking with confidence is totally different than being an expert on somebody. And that's what I got from that How Women Rise book, by the way. Whenever you accomplish something, don't be afraid to say it. There's so many people who try to take the humble route by not stating what it is that they've done in their life. And I tried to do that with the Miss Tennessee title for the longest time. I didn't want people to define me as this pageant girl and everything else that came along with it, because I didn't grow up as a pageant girl. I had ranch down my shirt whenever I was told I should compete in pageants. I was working at a cheesecake factory. So I didn't want people to define me as that, so I didn't talk about it. But what I didn't realize is, like, becoming Miss Tennessee, that took so much planning. I did my own tour. I had to plan all of that myself. I did have some help with a lot of different news outlets and things like that, but a lot of times I had to have my own press. So there's so much that you can do on your own. You just have to be confident enough to do it. And sometimes that confidence doesn't come from a place of expertise. Sometimes it comes just from a sheer will that I'm going to get this done because I know it needs to get done.
As a Miss Tennessee competitor, did you have a coach?
Yeah, so I had my modeling experience. So I learned how to walk in one day from this lady named Jenna. Thank you, Jenna. Changed my life.
Jenna.
Changed my life. One day, it was about 60 seconds of a coaching.
Pretty quick.
Pay attention and keep on. Fake it till you make it. Then I had a great run competing in pageants just by watching pageants. I kind of coached myself with my friend. Her name's Olivia. So I was with her, and we would walk. That's all we would do. We would just walk after our shift at the Cheesecake Factory until 2 or 3 a.m. at Gold's Gym in Knoxville. Thank you, Gold's Gym. Gave us a free spot to walk.
Yeah, nice. Gold's is good.
Yeah, it was so incredible for them to just let us do that. But we would just walk. So we were coaching ourselves. We were learning together. I had my buddy. But then what really changed was I met this woman named Janet Richardson. And Gina Hampton was doing my hair and my makeup for the Miss Murfreesboro pageant. And I met these two women in a hotel. Never heard of them before in my life. And thank you, Gina. Thank you, Janet. And thank you, Paige, for setting me up with them.
All the shout-outs.
All the shout-outs in the world.
Make a list.
These people helped me.
Yeah, you obviously had no help to get you to where you're at today.
None at all. None at all. I made friends.
Yeah.
So Janet coached me for 5 minutes.
Okay.
That was all we had.
So 6 minutes total so far in your coaching.
6 minutes.
60 seconds and 5 minutes.
Yes. And then I went and I won the Miss Murfreesboro pageant.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's been pretty good coaches.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. Because the thing is you have to cut out the fluff.
Yeah, it's true. The
Just
bullshit.
Get right to it.
Mm-hmm.
Get right to it. What is it that you have? What is it that you need? Put the two together.
Yeah. I think asking for help, that's for me, besides hiring coaches in all areas of my life, including business, I asked for help and hired someone to basically change everything. So when I hired my executive assistant, you met her today.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. And anyone listening to this, if you want to know, there needs to be a specific process too for when you hire someone, especially an assistant. You just want to hire just anyone. Oh, like my cousin Susan, she's could use some work. No, there's a specific process you want, because if you don't follow that process, it creates a lot more work for you. So if you're listening to this and you want to find out the process of how to hire an assistant, and also the playbook I use to train my assistant as well, take over my inbox, calendar, travel, all different things, follow me on Instagram, Jake Paul Turner, and then DM me the word EA in podcasts, and I'll send you my playbook and job description to get you an assistant. Definitely a game changer for me. As you can see, she's working, doing things, while I'm also doing a podcast. What would I be doing if I could clone myself, from a sense? They're going to be their own person, just like I'm going to be my own person. No one else can be you. What I often need to let go of, though, is this thing of no one can do it as good as I can do it. But if they can do it 80%, why not?
Absolutely. And I definitely think that I'm going to be taking on a team of people to get this done. There's no way that I can become some country music star, or even just country music songwriter, or whatever you want to call me, wherever I get to, you can't go alone. I didn't even make it this far alone. It's the people that you surround yourself with that matter. And you really do have to, like, put the pride aside. Because where I grew up, asking for help was not cool. You needed to be independent, and you needed to go this road alone. No, anytime I've ever done anything cool, it involves friends. And I want to take those friends with me. And that's why it's important to use discernment as to who is around you, because who's actually building you up, who's going to be there for you, and who is it that actually wants to secretly tear you down.
Yeah, that's important. It's something I thought of earlier. I didn't get a chance to tell you. It's like, especially when it comes to social media, in life in general, it's people who don't create content don't really understand. You put something out there and it's like you want to get likes and comments and different things like that, and there's different reasons for that. And the best way to get people to do that in any areas of life, you want a cheerleader. Have you been a cheerleader before? I don't know. I'm just asking generally. You've been a cheerleader. Okay, so you understand. If you want people to cheerlead for you, you need to be a cheerleader for them.
Yes, and I think I actually wrote that on my sheet too. I think that's one of my quotes that I live by, is that if you want to succeed, you need to cheer someone on in their success.
Yep.
I have always been that way. And that was one of the pivotal moments for me in Nashville. Was I got asked if I wanted to help with Rachel Holt's career. And absolutely I do. That girl is so sweet. She reminds me of my friend Chloe. I really care about her. I think she's talented, and I want to see her succeed. So any capacity that I can be there for her and watch her grow, if nothing comes out of it for me except for the satisfaction that I helped a friend, that alone is enough to let me go out into the world and know that, hey, I might have somebody who wants to help me.
And having that support, you just can't put a price on that. Mm-hmm. You've talked about nearly losing your life in a motorcycle crash and somehow dancing at halftime in Boots months later. What did that moment teach you about purpose?
Oh my gosh, so much. Because I laid there on the pavement and screamed for my dad. I didn't know where he was. He had somehow launched over a driveway and landed into a cornfield.
Gosh.
And shouldn't say it, but I will. He wasn't wearing a helmet. I thought I lost him. And whenever I went to stand up, I didn't know quite what was wrong yet because of the adrenaline. I just knew I couldn't put weight on my leg. And I also knew that coming up the road were my friends in a car. How was I going to get myself off the road? So between the accident itself and my friends that were also coming behind us, I shouldn't have survived. Most people who get on a motorcycle with no shoes, Nike shorts, a t-shirt, and a small little helmet don't make it out of a crash. And I worked with the guy who got the call that night. Because once he heard my story, it was one he never forgot. Because we lived so close to where we crashed that we just went home.
Wow.
My dad walked the bike home.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So he gets this call that he needs to come and scrape this little girl and her dead father off the pavement, because that's all the people on the phone heard.
That's what they said?
Yes.
Wow.
That's what he told me.
Very optimistic.
Yes. So whenever he heard that, he actually cried and gave me a hug and was like, I'm so glad I finally found you, because I had plagued him for years.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
It's crazy to me to think that there was a 2-inch divot in the back of the helmet, 1 inch from the bottom.
Oh, gosh.
That would have been it.
Dang.
I don't care what mistakes I make in this life. I'm here for something.
Yeah.
And I will learn my way through it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not perfect, but I do have purpose. And I don't know what that purpose is, but I know that God didn't let me leave this earth. God helped me through the recovery because I wasn't supposed to walk in high heels ever again. And I definitely wasn't allowed to participate with my dance team. Like, I wasn't supposed to have full function of my leg. And I don't think people really understand what that means. Like, I was supposed to walk without my foot having actual flexion.
Yeah.
That's major for somebody in their senior year of high school.
Yeah, it's major for anyone.
Yeah.
Not being able to walk. I mean, it's wild. I had a buddy, Ryan. He broke the hell out of his legs. Oh my God. Went off a dirt bike jump, landed flat, and I'll have him come on and talk about sometime. But tib fib on both sides of his legs. Just, I mean, a long recovery. And it's like, but his attitude's great. He's chill, super cool. Just like, that's what let him get through it. It's like when you have these awful injuries, or some people have debilitating illness, getting through that requires a very certain mindset, because it's an endurance game. Being sick chronically is really tough. Like when I was younger, I was 9, I had 8 ulcers in my stomach. I was super sick. And I think a lot of it was like my parents having trouble during the divorce, so like an anxiety and stuff. And I had a couple times throughout my life too. When like middle school, I actually had it before I went into grad school as well. And just getting through chronic illness and just the day-to-day, I was homeschooled for a while. And then you finally I got this attitude in my head that I'm just like, you know what, like, fuck it. Like, no matter what, like, I ain't stopping. I'm doing this, like, I'm going to work, I'm going to school, whatever. You just kind of pick yourself up and just go for it. And that's just what it takes sometimes. So everyone listens, if you're going through chronic illness, like, just keep going. It's an endurance game. You'll get through it.
Did you know I have Hashimoto's?
No, I did not. Do you want to explain to people what Hashimoto's is? I know what it is, but...
Yeah. So Hashimoto's is an autoimmune condition where your body creates antibodies that attack your thyroid gland, and it's responsible for your metabolism and your sleep-wake cycles and a whole bunch of stuff.
Super convenient.
Yeah, very convenient, especially while I'm like trying to pursue something like this. Now, I am very lucky that my medication does help me, but I do still have stress is horrible on me. And that was another reason why I had to just get out of the 9-to-5 and start doing something that I loved. Because if not, I was going to end up killing myself by working so hard.
Yeah.
Trying to meet the demands of an everyday regular job. And it was so scary for me to leave. Because whenever you are so used to that 9-to-5 financially, I mean, I just got out of college in 2023. I didn't go back till later on in life. So for me to come out and like, obviously you struggle with a little bit of finances coming out of college. That's normal for most people.
Yeah.
It's really scary to think I'm just going to quit this job and I'm going to try to do something totally different. But I knew I needed to, not only for my health, because I'm going to protect my health.
Yeah.
I have a purpose. I want to live as long as possible.
Yeah.
I'm not going to destroy my life because this boss at work is telling me that I need to do more than what's actually expected of me.
Yeah.
So all that to say that if you do have an autoimmune condition and you're not happy with what you're doing, you're making it worse. So find something that you love, find something that you can either find peace in or find something that you really want to do and just go for it.
Yeah.
Have the faith and just jump right in, because you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah. Even if, say if you can't, right? I don't like when I try and tell them about something that I'm doing or about to do, And the first thing is they say is, oh, I could never do that. And it's like, well, you're right. Because that mindset is not going to get you any closer to where you want to be. Even say you may not meet that goal, right? If you still tell yourself, yes, I can do it, it's going to get you a lot closer than it will if you're telling yourself, I can. And especially with your job, it's so common we will work extra hours, work hard, and like work won't suffer, but like everything else will suffer. Our health, our sleep, our relationships, our hobbies, to where we should really be flipping all that, especially when it comes to relationships. I think relationships are the most valuable thing we have in our life. So prioritizing relationship first, our health, our hobbies, which ironically is going to improve our work. And realizing when working in a business or at work too, there's a pain line we hit where you get right up to that. And I'm guilty of pushing myself up as close as I can to that line, till then eventually like something will break. You know, like when I first got out of school, I was working like 80 to 100 hours a week, and they will keep scheduling you more. But they'll work you as much as they can. Like, hey, can you work extra? You know, they'll keep asking. And once you're like, oh, my hands are clean of it. Oh, they're working extra. You committed to it. Sorry. You know, you got to work that. And they're not caring about your health, generally speaking. You know?
No, they aren't. I do think that it is worth saying, though, that there's not a day that goes by where I don't question, like, can I do this? I struggle with that. I think, especially in the realm of country music, I mean, look at all these people who have accomplished so much in this area. Can I do that? Some days I think I can't. Some days I am completely just, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. It doesn't matter. Because the me right now is not going to be the same me in 6 months.
It's true.
And if I'm choosing to grow every single day, Leslie today sitting here with Jake can't be a country music star because I don't really have anything to really show for that yet. But the Leslie tomorrow, whenever I've gotten up on stage and I've tried, well, not even tried, I've done it. When I've gotten up on stage and I've let people hear my voice and let them hear my lyrics. Now that Leslie, she's one step closer to the can do. Yeah. And that's what's important, is it's not about you now. And that's the advice I can say to anybody who says I can't do this, is you right now can't, just like you said. With that mindset, you can't do that. With the tools that you have right now, maybe you can't do that. But that doesn't mean that you can't go find the tools or the people that you need to succeed. You absolutely can do those things. So it just goes back to focus on what you have and what you need. Once you know what you need, oh, I can't do this right now, but I would need this to do that. Well, go find it. You can do that. You can go find something. I can't get up on a stage and play for 40,000 people tomorrow, but what I can do is go to the Nashville Palace and sing to a few of them. What I said to you earlier, I want to scratch the way I was speaking earlier, and I apologize. Okay. I have everything I need as long as I have my friends.
That's fair. I mean, you're welcome to change your mind on things. That's the thing. Some people, times, they don't think they can change their mind, and that's totally okay to change your mind or your perspective. I can't think of who has this saying, who actually said it. I said it in one of my older reels, but basically the concept is that once I knew better, I did better. And so sometimes you're going to gain some knowledge in life and then change your perspective or change your mind on things. There's going to be things that I'm going to say during this podcast that aren't right. Okay, someone's going to look it up, whatever. I don't mind apologizing or change my mind. But I am also not going to put myself out there and have the intention of helping people versus being 100% correct all the single time, because the fact is no one is correct all the time.
Absolutely. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I believe in the power of friendship. And I think I have to talk things out sometimes, and I've never been on a podcast. So I'm just like, oh, let me just spit out what I think I should say until you get what I really actually mean and what I really want to say.
That makes sense. And I've had the guest before you saying similar things when the truth is I just want you to say who you are.
Yeah.
Not like, what should I say? There's no right or wrong like what you're saying. I just want you to answer the question like who you are.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, tell me about the time you were kidnapped 3 times.
I seriously cannot believe that I'm telling you this, and I can't believe I'm going to tell it to the world. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so there's a time in my life that I don't talk about.
Okay.
I reserve the right. So, that is a brick wall. Basically what happens is I have this 14-inch titanium rod in my leg, right? And this very dumb man who decided to somehow get me into a car. And whenever he did, I used my titanium rod to break the front windshield as a police officer was coming by.
It's like, you're kind of like RoboCop.
What do you have? What do you need?
It's pretty awesome. I'm jealous. I'm gonna say, did it make the RoboCop sound when you walked? Like,
no.
No,
This is
that would be cool.
no. It would be cool.
Damn.
No, but the windshield made a sound whenever.
I bet it did. What did it sound like?
Very scary. I honestly, that was wild. I don't even know how to I can't tell you how much rage I had to channel. But I was like, not today, Buster. If you're struggling and you're in an abusive situation, your friends will help you. And it might get worse before it gets better. But you can fight. And I did. And I'm proud of myself for that.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad you did. You ever hear of men being abused in relationships?
Yes. And I think that's something that happens a lot. I think that, it just because someone's a man doesn't mean that they can't get abused. A woman hitting a man is never okay unless she's defending herself. I mean, I take kickboxing now, so
Everyone should defend themselves.
watch out.
Yeah.
But yeah, men really can be abused and worse. I'll let you kind of put, 2 and 2 together. That stuff does happen for men too. And I think what's even harder about those situations is that men don't feel like a man admitting it. But you need to.
Yeah.
I don't care what your beliefs are. Nobody deserves to walk that path alone. And all it takes is for you to find just one person who's willing to listen and to hold your hand. And it's going to be hard on that person. So find someone who's willing to be your strength. And just know it is going to be okay and it does get better.
You believe you don't have to pay your dues the way others did in music. What does making it really mean to you?
Oh, such clickbait.
Just curious. It's a different perspective.
Yes. So the common perspective in Nashville is that you need to play these specific stages, and you need to really earn it. You need to learn to sell this many tickets, and you have to go this specific path and do all this stuff. All of that just teaches you to honor tradition. It teaches you to be humble. It teaches you what it means to be in country music. And the one person who I guess there's two people I really get a lot of advice from. But one person that I get a lot of advice from, is my stepdad. His name is Stuart Wyrick.
Okay.
He was nominated as Best Banjo Player of the Year for the Bluegrass Awards at one point.
That's pretty cool.
And he has played the Grand Ole Opry twice.
Oh, very cool.
And so his advice to me was, you really need to like take a look at yourself and really try to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Country music is an honorable place, and you need to respect the stories that people have shared on that stage. The Grand Ole Opry, that it has a circle that you stand in when you sing. It doesn't care if you've sold out arenas. It cares if you have put in hard work. It cares that you care about people. It cares that you have stories, that you've been through something, that you have grit, and that you can relate to others and help them through dark times. That circle is a place where it all comes together.
No.
Where your hard work and your emotions that you feel as an artist, you're expressing those emotions and people are really feeling that and relating to that. That's heart. You have to have heart to make it in country music. And if you don't have heart and you're not doing things in love, you will never make it in country music. That's what it's about, because this is a community. And you need to be worthy of that respect to be on that stage. And I think you could sell out so many arenas, and you can play on these stages, and you can get a real big head and with all the fame and have everything you've ever wanted, but you will not be deserving of that stage unless you are moving in love and you really care about those fans and you really care about the history of country music and why every single one of those people got to stand in that circle. When you understand that, you're ready.
I think it's super cool. It gives me a lot of insight about how you think and country music itself. And I think it's very cool coming from a place of love. Speaking of love,
Yeah.
what did Chloe teach you about love and about yourself?
I gotta clear my throat.
Okay.
I'm gonna try not to cry.
You can cry. Don't be afraid to show your emotions. Like, I know I sent you in the message, like showing your emotions is how people connect to you.
Yeah.
Because, like, we all have feelings, and, like, a lot of us suppress our feelings when, like, the best thing you just let it go. Because they're not really gonna go anywhere unless we kind of release them.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Chloe Culver is her name. I love that girl. I met Chloe when I first moved to West Tennessee, and I was her pageant coach. And she wanted to be just like me. She thought I had all the confidence in the world. She thought that I could do anything I set my mind to. And she thought that if she could be like me, she could have all of her wildest dreams come true. And this was the type of girl, she could go out and be as redneck as she wanted to. She had a Jeep. She loved being in the woods, got me lost in the woods one time. I mean, this girl was not afraid to get her hands dirty, and she was a worker. She worked hard for everything that she wanted. You could tell her to do something, and she would surprise you every single time she would come through. Chloe got into a relationship, and it was not good. She came to sit on my couch one day, and she was telling me that she was sorry because she hadn't been close to me. And she said she was going through it. She hadn't really been close to her family either. And she didn't know what to do because she was clouded by what, I mean, really is truly narcissistic abuse. She was being isolated, and he didn't even know that she was there that day at my house. She had to lie about it. because if there was anybody that could get Chloe out of that relationship, it would be me. Now, I couldn't make her decisions for her, but I do know that the following months after that, I didn't hear from her. But that didn't mean that she wasn't still my best friend. I didn't get close to people at that time. I was not good at connecting to people. I didn't really know how. I had been through so much, and I was trying to heal from it, but I didn't even know how to heal from it. And I was trying to do all of that while getting a degree, and I just wasn't good at relationships. And I was in the guitar store, and of course when you're in a guitar store, you're playing guitar, so phone's on silent in between classes. I missed a phone call from her. Well, I get in the car and I see it, and I go to call her back, and there wasn't an answer. She always picked up the phone, especially if she had called me first, because usually that meant that she needed me. I was somebody that she would come get advice from. And I found out that day that she committed suicide.
Oh my gosh.
And I think she was like 22 years old, something like that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It was devastating. And I remember seeing her mom and her dad and her brother post about it. And just the pain that they felt, losing their little girl that they had already lost. She had already turned away. She didn't know what else to do. And I know the reason why she called me is because I knew what it was like to be lonely. She didn't want to die. She wanted somebody to save her. She didn't want to feel that pain, and I think there's so many people that feel that way. I felt that way. And I just, at that point, I had started writing songs. And I remember thinking to myself, this is something I've always wanted to do, but I've never been brave enough or bold enough to do it. Chloe was always brave and always bold. And I know she wanted to be like me, but now I want to be like her. When she would walk into a room, she would smile so big, and she never had any trouble making any friends. And I realize now that if somebody wanted to be like me so much, and they thought that highly of me, that there is something that I can give to other people, especially those who feel lost and afraid and lonely. And so now my heart is open to anyone. And I struggle. I told you at the beginning of this conversation, I'm the most extroverted introvert you'll ever meet.
Remember?
The extroverted part of me is the part that remembers Chloe. Because I've been through so much in this life that I could just sit at home with my dog and live in peace, just without anybody bothering me. But I want to go out there and I want to live for her. Her mom came to me and asked if I would tell her story. And that is a huge part of why I'm getting out here and trying to get in front of a lot of people, because this is scary to think about. You have a huge podcast.
Well, I mean, I have some Instagram followers, but we're just getting this thing started.
Well, it's huge in my eyes, and it's going to be even bigger. And
We'll see.
This world is a really big place to be in, and country music is a big place to be in. And whenever I lose my footing or I don't think I belong, then I remember that somebody has to make our dreams come true. And me and her had so many of the same dreams. And her mom posted a video of her singing recently, just singing karaoke in the living room. And now it makes me want to fight for it even more. And because of her, I choose to connect Because of her, I choose to live each day to the fullest. I choose to be bold, and I choose to be brave. And if I can set an example for somebody who's feeling lost and alone, that you can carry on and that I'm here for you, that there's people here who want you here, there's people that would miss you if you were gone. I want to give people something to live for again.
Well, you'd mentioned earlier you weren't sure what your purpose was. Maybe it's that. And I know you're saying you're wanting to tell Chloe's story like you just did.
And thank you for that.
If Chloe was here listening, what would you want her to hear?
We're so beautiful. And you do not deserve to hurt. And you do not deserve to feel so alone. And I'm so sorry I missed your call. I wish I could have been more. I wish I could have done more. There's so much that I could say. I want her to know that I believed in her. I want her to know that I felt like she was going to make it. That she would have everything that she ever deserved. Which is so much.
I think she knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she knew.
I'm sorry.
You're okay. It's the perfect next question here. You've said you don't need motivation when you have discipline. How do you stay consistent when grief and doubt creeps in?
You know, doubt's the easy one. Because a lot of times doubt comes from a place of nervousness. And I like to think that the same chemicals in your brain that make you nervous are the same ones that make you excited. And then I just gaslight myself by saying I'm excited, and then that changes.
It's a good reframe.
Thanks. So yeah, doubt is the easy one. And you know, you can doubt something and still do it. The grief is hard. You have to find a way to channel it. And for me, that's writing my songs. Even the smallest inconvenience at this point gives me a lyric. I had to train my brain to think that way. And I did. You can transform your grief. And I think people talk about creativity and self-actualization. And how you can't really be a great creator until you achieve self-actualization. I think when we have grief, it shines a light on the parts of ourselves that we don't want to take a look at. You see sides of yourself that are weak. You see sides of yourself that don't understand. Sides of yourself you're not proud of. But if you can see those things in yourself and then see them in others, that gives you a connecting point. And then all you have to do is figure out how to communicate that. Because at the end of the day, what's going to get you through grief is connection. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, it's very well said. I mean, I think it's anything.
Thank you.
To add to that, just a couple more questions here and we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
What's a quote you'd whisper to yourself before going on stage?
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, first of all, it's It's the excited thing, it's the whole like, you're not nervous, you're excited, you're not nervous, you're excited. And then also too, family fun. I don't know if you've ever known Precious Moments.
No, is this another TikTok or cartoon? I'm not
It's
aware of.
it's like a Jesus cartoon from back in the day, and they had like books and.
Okay, I think I'd really enjoy that.
Yeah, I had a little Timmy doll. If anybody else had a Timmy doll, please comment. I loved my little Timmy doll.
Timmy.
Timmy. But yeah, so Precious Moments, they're like these little angel figurines, and there's like they're kind of similar to like Care Bears.
Okay.
It's always
Love
like
Care Bears.
Yep, it's always trying to tell you a little story about like, how to be a little Christian or how to think differently in tough times.
Cool.
You're gonna have to look at it.
Mine was a Bambi.
Oh.
I had Bambi like forever,
Oh yeah, that's so cute.
Till it's like even like its like eye got worn down. It looked like just like all white because I just cuddled it so hard,
Oh. So whenever I was a kid, my parents and my aunts, I think it might have actually been my Aunt Shay who said it first. Whenever you get scared, think about something that makes you happy. And so I would say, precious moments, precious moments, precious moments. And so I remember being on my first roller coaster at Dollywood. It was the Tennessee Tornado.
Okay.
And as we were like, going up, I was like, precious moments, precious moments, precious moments. So yeah, that's probably another one is just precious moments, precious moments. If there was something else I would say to myself that might be a little bit more serious, it would either be like a boss girl statement. Which,
Okay.
Sorry for the cussing, Mom and Stuart. I told myself I wouldn't cuss, but I would probably whisper to myself, "You're a badass."
I like the precious moments one too because ironically I think you're gonna go up and you're gonna create a precious moment.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's really what it is. And that just make memories. Make memories. Do something for the plot.
Yeah, that's awesome. Further the plot.
Further the plot.
Speaking of which, where can people follow your journey, your music, and help you get on the radar of that dream record label?
It would just be my Instagram. It's Leslie Truan. I also have a TikTok as well. And that is also Leslie Truan, Truan. And if you ever can't find me, just put a Brooke in between. Something that is really special to me. I've always gone by Leslie, but my middle name is Brooke. And back on the farm, my papa used to call me Brookie baby. So that's why it's important to me to remember my country roots, because I tried to fight them for so long because it wasn't cool to be country. So now that I'm country, I think it's important that I go by Leslie Brooke, because I will always be Brookie baby.
That's cool. I'm from the country too. Did you know that?
I did not
I'm from
know
a
that.
super small town. Yeah, like 900 people. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's smaller than where I was at in McKenzie.
Yeah, it's super tiny. So,
Wow.
Yep. From the country.
From the country.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it though.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. When I was going to school in McKenzie, I went because I wanted to like humble myself and prove that I could like do without. I had no idea the town was so small that Walmart left.
Wow, that's pretty small.
Yeah. And I never went to the steakhouse, but supposedly it had like a dirt floor.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we had a Dollar General, and then there was a family there that was that had like this awesome mom. I guess she was like a powerhouse lady to be. I can't remember her name, but she decided to put McDonald's in 3 of those towns.
Okay.
So she was like the youngest franchise owner McDonald's has ever had.
Wow.
And so now there's a McDonald's in Paris, Tennessee, Camden, Tennessee, and McKenzie, Tennessee because of her.
Bet she was loving it.
Oh, you bet. And she was loving that I was ordering a McGriddle every single day before class.
Oh Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Anything you want to say? Final closing statements, thoughts?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And thank you guys for listening. Don't take me too seriously. One day I'm gonna make it, but only if we all make it. You know what I mean?
Amen.
And that's really all it's about. Is I'm just out here trying to find my people, and I have decided that I want to be country. And so if you want to be my people and you want to be country, then you go follow me. And if not, that's all right. I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, I think you'll find your people. So, again, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Yeah. Thank you for watching the Jake Turner podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and to follow me on all my other social media platforms. The links are in the description below.